personal level, it's just deeply satisfying to finally see Bharat NCAP. I mean, that was always the intention, to act as a catalyst for a permanent NCAP. And with absolutely critical help from Dr. Rohit Bluja at IRT and from you, Siddharth, who did the best broadcast ever of our first crash test results, which gave a huge audience, really helped change the whole nature of the debate. And I think that acted as a catalyst for all that happened, including the government regulations. I think very strong leadership by Minister Nitin Gadkari. And today is the culmination of this, and it's very satisfying. There are 30 models being offered for the initial round of testing is a very encouraging sign. That kind of engagement is critical. It was quite a short timetable for all of this to get going, so I wouldn't be surprised if it takes a bit longer than people would like, but I think it's better to do it, get it right than rush. But I still think the importance of what's happened today is really, really significant, because exactly as you say, the model that works is demand pull from consumer information and regulatory push. And the regulatory push has to a large extent happened. And as I was saying today, in the G20 comparison, India is by far the most improved country across the G20 in terms of regulatory action. And now this is the demand pull bit finally reaching a level of maturity that we've really needed for a country so significant now in the global automotive industry. There were all sorts of attempts to dismiss us as some strange interlopers from some other universe, but I think, we had the resilience to keep going, and the support, crucial support, both yourselves in the media, from IRTE and our donors. And the other critical thing is that the industry position was never a monolith. There's always one or two who get the point quickly. And for me personally, it was deeply satisfying that it was Indian manufacturers that got the first 5-star results, Tata and then Mahindra. I was kind of always worried that it might be the obvious, Volvo or whatever, which, obviously Volvo had a great reputation, but it would have been kind of boring. And so to have Indian OEMs take the lead like this showed that a lot of people in the industry understood the dynamic of consumer information and what it could do. And of course, it's not surprising that one or two are the slow coaches in the train. But in the end, the momentum is unstoppable. If you compare like for like the development of what's now Bharat NCAP with the evolution of Euro NCAP, which I was involved with back in the mid-1990s, everything in India has been much faster than it was in Europe. I mean, the resistance from industry was in some ways even more aggressive back then in Europe. So I think the whole thing is moving forward, much, much faster. So I think the inertia is really broken, and we've got momentum that we need. I think it's a very important point to distinguish between regulations and consumer information and the voluntary nature of Bharat NCAP. And that sometimes I can sense that there's some confusion about that sometimes. The whole point is regulations are the minimum that everybody, it's like the entry field into the competition. But Bharat NCAP is where you get the prizes. That's the competitive element in this. And now we've got it as a permanent structure in the Indian marketplace, which I think is important not just for India, it's actually important for the global car industry.